I was picked off the floor by paramedics, taken by ambulance to the emergency room for 2 ruptured ovarian cysts. To say that this was the worst pain I've ever experienced would be an understatement. It was as bad as my triplets rupturing inside of me. I literally thought that my ovaries were exploding. I don't know how to get across how bad a ruptured cyst can be, but I was pleading and begging for God to save my life at this point. I couldn't get off the floor. I had to call 911. I was in so much pain. The pain was so bad that the paramedics actually had an emergency dosage of fentanyl, and he ended up giving me 2 doses. He said after 1 dose I should be on cloud 9, but I didn't feel anything. It was so severe. The pain was the most horrific thing that I really could have gone through besides my ectopics. He gave me a 2nd dose and it still didn't touch the pain. When I got to the ER, they gave me morphine, Dilaudid, pretty much everything they could to help with the pain, but really nothing was helping. I had a CT scan and they also found that I have a bladder infection and a pretty severe intestinal infection. So I was placed on round-the-clock IV antibiotics and IV pain meds to help combat the pain and the infection. There's a lot of fluid in my abdomen as well from the cyst rupturing. So I'm fighting bloating, swelling, still really nauseous, and then I also got my period. So there is the pain that comes with the period. I'm just not doing well. I'm really hurting. I am home from the hospital, but I am debating about going back because they only gave me 5 pain pills to come home on, which I've already used those. Asking for prayers right now, it's a very hard journey for me. I have my fertility appointment for my mock embryo transfer coming up, and I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go with that, if I'm gonna continue this month or take another month off. This just means more time that I have to wait to become a mom. This week has been an extremely traumatic experience. I wish that women's pain was talked about more in the emergency room because I have felt very dismissed with my cyst. No one really understands unless you've been there. So I'm just asking for prayers, asking for thoughts as we figure out what our next step is, and hopefully won't have any more cysts that we have to combat in the near future, because that was literally such a traumatic, awful experience, and I will keep everyone updated on what our next steps are.